Okay, hey guys. So we're just going to go over right now the lesson from today, which was Wednesday, October 14th. So this was lesson 5 on rearranging and graphing linear equations. Okay, so the first one was just a warm-up of everything that we know already, graphing a linear equation that's already in y equals mx plus b form. So y equals 2x minus 5. So you have to label what the m is and what the b is. Let's get this to focus. Okay, so remember it's y equals mx plus b. So my b is going to be my negative 5. My m is going to be the number in front of the x, which is our 2. So b equals negative 5. That minus sign comes along with the 5. And my m is a 2, but I'm going to write it over 1 because we want our slope to be fractions. So since it's positive, that means we're going to be going up 2, right 1. This was a negative 2, we'd be going down 2. Okay, and we begin at negative 5 on the y-axis. So that means we begin at the point 0, negative 5. That would be right here, the y-intercept. The b stands for the y-intercept. So that would be negative 5 on the y-axis, 0, comma, negative 5. Okay, and then we're going to move up to right 1. That's our slope. So from 0, negative 5, I'm going to go up to right 1, up to right 1, up to right 1, up to right 1. You could go in reverse, down to left 1, down to left 1. Once you think you have enough, it should be at least like maybe 5 points or so. Then you can connect them. Go all the way through the graph, draw arrows on both ends, and label y equals 2x minus 5. Okay, and double checking, it's an upward line as I go from left to right, so positive slope, and indeed, it's positive slope, positive 2. Okay, so then we talked about what does the graph of the linear equation y plus 5 equal 2x look like, and why is this so? So the one that we started with in the warm-up was y equals 2x minus 5. And then we're asking you to compare it to y plus 5 equals 2x. So the y plus 5 equals 2x ends up being the exact same graph as y equals 2x minus 5. They're exactly the same. They're identical. So we talked in class about why is that so, because they don't look the same. The difference is the ones we've been doing so far all have y by itself. It's y and then equals everything else. This one, we have y plus 5 on the left side and then equals 2x. The y is not by itself. So what we showed you today is that if the y is not by itself, you need to move terms around so you get the y by itself. Your goal should to always have the equations look like y equals mx plus b, so then we could graph them and know the slope and the y-intercept. So to make it so the y is by itself and we have everything else on the right, we're going to have to move this plus 5. So the opposite of adding 5 is minusing 5. So you need to do that to both sides. Then you're left with just a y on the left. And then on the right, you can't combine 2x and minus 5. The first term has an x and the second one's just a constant. You can't combine them, and we don't want to anyway. We're just going to write them right next to each other, 2x minus 5. And now this is our equation of the line that is the same as the one we started with. So therefore, this y plus 5 equals 2x is the same. We just had to move that plus 5 to the other side, and then you'll see that they're the same. So we're going to be doing that today, where we're moving and rearranging terms so we get them all into y equals mx plus b form. Okay, so here's the steps. Step 1 is to rearrange. This is the new step today. Rearrange the linear equation so that it's in y equals mx plus b form using opposites. Like here we used subtractions and addition as opposites, inverses, to get the y all by itself. Then these are steps that we have done in the past. You begin at the b, so you begin at the negative 5 in this example, and then you move based on the m, which was up to right 1. If it's a positive slope, you're going up and to the right. If it's a negative slope, you're going down and to the right. Okay, so let's look at these examples from class. We first have to rearrange some of these. Okay, so y minus 6 equals 3x. Our goal is to get it in y equals mx plus b form. I'm just going to write that above it. That's what we want. Okay, so to do that, we need to get the y by itself. And if you look right now, there's a minus 6 next to the y. So we're going to take care of that. The opposite of minusing 6 would be adding 6. A negative 6 plus 6 will cancel and make 0. So now that's gone. I'm left with just a y on the left. And on the right, we can't actually add together the 3x and the 6. We can't combine them, so we're just going to write 3x plus 6. This is my equation of a line rearranged. It's the same as the one we started with, but we just kind of rearranged it. So now we can identify the m and the b and graph it. So we have my m, we have our b. Our b is the 6, our m is 3. I'm going to write it as 3 over 1. So it's a fraction, and we know how to move then. Positive means up, so up 3, right 1. And then we're going to begin at 0, 6 because the y-intercept is 6. So let's plot our first point at 6, and then we will go up 3, right 1. Up 3, right 1. All right, we ran out of room already, so we need to reverse it. The opposite of up 3 is down 3, left 1. Down 3, left 1. Down 3, left 1. Okay, once you think you have enough, like about 5, connect. Label, and we're good to go. Okay, for B, we need to get the y by itself. What's on the same side of the y that we need to not be on the same side as the y is this plus 1. So we can minus 1 on both sides. Then we're going to have just the y left over on the left. And on the right, we will have our negative 4/3 x minus 1. You just kind of write them in order. Now it is in y equals mx plus b form. So we can identify what our m is and what our b is. Our m is negative 4/3. Our b is this negative 1. So we're going to begin at negative 1 on the y-axis. So that would be the point 0, negative 1. And this tells us how to move. It's a negative slope, so that means we're going to be going down 4 and then right 3 because it's a negative slope. Okay, so down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 3, 1, 2, 3. Down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right 1, 2, 3. Reverse, up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks good. Arrows, label. Oh, and I actually just realized I made a mistake on this first one. You want to label them with the original, and I did not do that. So let's finish this one. So we're going to go back and label it with the original. And then I'm going to wipe this one out. Even though we did label that line with a proper linear equation for it, you really want to go back and label it with the original. So I'm just going to fix that. Okay. Okay, 2 more. Okay, negative 5y equals 10x minus 15. We want to get that y by itself. Right now it's being multiplied by a negative 5. If I divide by negative 5, then I will just be left with 1y. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 is 1. So the opposite of multiplying was dividing. Okay, but if you divide by negative 5 on the left, you need to divide everything by negative 5 on the right. So 10 divided by negative 5 is negative 2. And we have an x. And then negative 15 divided by negative 5, right? Treat that minus 15 like a negative 15. So a negative 15 divided by a negative 5 is a plus 3. So this is our new linear equation, which is the same as the old one, just rearranged. Okay, so let's identify what our m and our b are. Our b is in the end, that's the 3, and our m is a negative 2 over 1 because we want it to be a fraction. right? So just keep in mind, you can't figure out what the m and the b are from looking at the original. I don't see a -2 or a 3 in the original, so you really have to get it in y equals mx plus b form before you can identify what the m and the b are. Okay, so this tells us we're going to begin at 0, 3, because our b is 3, so 3 on the y-axis, and we're going to move down to right 1, negative slope. Down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. Up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. And label. Now remember this time to label with the original. -5y equals 10x minus 15. Okay, and then D, 2y equals 3x plus 8. We want to get that y all by itself. Right now, it's being multiplied by a 2. Opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. But if you're dividing on the left by 2, you need to divide everything by 2. We will be left with our 1y equals 3 over 2x plus 8 divided by 2 is 4. Okay, so notice I left it as 3 over 2. You don't need to write 1.5, because if you do 3 divided by 2, you're going to get 1.5. We like to have our slope as a fraction, so it's perfectly fine that way. So our slope is the fraction 3 over 2, and our b is 4. So we're going to begin at 0, 4. 4 on the y-axis, that's our y-intercept, and our slope tells us up 3, right 2, because it's a positive slope. So I'm going to go up 3, right 2, and I'm going to go reverse, down 3, 1, 2, 3, left 2. Let's do it again, down 3, left 2, down 3, left, 2. Okay, connect. Arrows, label with the original. Okay, and you can check it over. We intercept at 4. The y-intercept is 4, and we did up 3, right 2. Right, you can see that right there. Okay, positive slope, and it's going upward. All right. So there you go. There's just a summary of the lesson we did today. Hopefully that helps you guys. Happy studying. Bye.